Realm Tour Part 3, and today we're gonna be doing 𝗂𝘂𝗽𝗍, which is where I tend to shop for clothes. Today's my third installment of the series where I just talk for fucking forever just about my dumb little house and my dumb little furniture simulator. And for whatever fucking reason, these videos get crazy views. Like, you guys love this shit. I don't know why. It's probably because you're getting clickbaited because of the pretty colors in the thumbnail. But hey, you know, if that's why you're here, that's cool. If you're here to just hang out with me, that's good too. By the way, thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I am super happy about that. I was so happy, in fact, that I animated myself breakdancing to celebrate because that's definitely something we all collectively wanted, right? You're probably thinking, wait, but Flux, you only have 3 𝗂𝘂𝗽𝗍 builds on your channel. What the f was that 4th one? And the 4th one was, believe it or not, something that I built that was not for content, and it was just for my well-being and for just having fun. I've never posted about that one. Let's go to that one first. Now keep in mind, please note, 2 of these builds, actually 3 of them, were built before we had free clipping. I think I've explained this before, but free clipping is basically when you can take something like this, and then you take something like this, and you can just put it inside of it, and it's blue. What the fuck? This did not used to be this way. You used to have to do this thing where you would violently shake something before it would go inside of the other thing. Now you don't have to do that. Y'all have it easy. You're very blessed to have this life. That being said, if you wanted to float something, you had to know exactly where you wanted to float it so that you could float the thing first and then put the thing inside of it by shaking it violently. So it was a pain in the ass, and 3 of these builds I did before we had free clipping, which means that a lot more work went into them for maybe not the most efficient result. So all I'm really saying here is don't judge me. These are old builds. So this is a build that I made a long time ago, and I made it when the Klee furniture first came out, and the whole idea was that it was supposed to be Klee's little beach house. I built it really close to this side, also built it specifically on this tiny little pad, which made it incredibly ridiculously hard to do. So that was fun for myself, but I put it all the way on this edge because 𝗬𝗍𝗍 spawns somewhere over here on the weekend sometimes, and I like to build close to 𝗬𝗍𝗍 just for the convenience of teleporting near him. Yeah, let's hop in and check it out. Let me actually make it daytime so like we can actually maybe see what the f is going on. Okay, it is now daytime. At first glance, I really don't like this build. It's just old. This doesn't compare to my current work or like how I would do this. Maybe I should rebuild this. Comment down below if I should rebuild the Klee Island. But it starts off, there's a little entry area. These, unfortunately, you can't lay down in, which f***ing sucks, but unsurprising because it's Genshin Impact. On the right, there's a little hedge that's like kind of saying, hey, don't look behind the hedge. There's a bunch of flipped shit that looks bad back here. And then a fountain because, you know, fuck it, fountain.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
And I have the Klee house clipped on top of it. I remember this was extremely painful too. This was also pre-snowman. For any wait, I have to give you guys the lore. If you want to clip something, basically you take the thing, you put it on top of the height that you want it to be on, and then you can like go underneath it and you click it, and if it flashes red like that, then you can pull something out from underneath it and it'll just levitate. And this works great and all, but the problem is when something is really low to the ground, like say for example this, you actually can't go that low. So there was this new clipping method discovered where you take the fucking snowman. Just trust me on this. Take the snowman, you give him his head, then you go back into the building menu, and now, check this out. Okay, so tree, I can't go underneath it. Oh no, I can't clip it. Well, what you do is you take the snowman, you put the snowman up, and then you click it, and you click on the thing through the snowman's head, and then it works. Why does that work? I don't fucking know. I literally have no fucking clue why this exists, but this is how you clip stuff super low now, right? So I didn't know this method back then, and so I really don't know how the fuck I did this. Anyway, sorry for the interlude there, but I suddenly remembered the traumatic experience that was making this build. So anyway, the top area is decorated with these interactables, and then we have the Dodoco bookshelf type thing, whatever it is. It kind of looks like a ping pong table. Like the whole item looks like a ping pong table, but I don't know. It's like a shopping display, I guess. Bomb display. Very normal item to have in your home. The other side has a cooking area that's complete with a forge, an alchemy table, and what I literally just said, a cooking area as well. Got a stove. Actually, it's got 2 stoves. Damn, let's go. Sitting area, of course. I fucking hate this flooring. What the fuck was I doing? What the fuck is this? Like this line here? I don't know. I remember this was a pain in the ass to do. God, what a nightmare. Oh my god. Flowers, umbrella area with lantern, cute sitting area for the beachfront. And then over here, we also have fireworks. I used to have 𝗂𝙀𝘍𝙀 sitting out here because like 𝗂𝙀𝘍 and Klee are besties, you know? But I took him out for some reason. I don't remember why. The real star of the show is when you set off the fireworks and then run over here. It just looks really cute. So overall, do I like this build? No, not really. Oh wait, I didn't even show you the upstairs. There's a little upstairs area too. Also, all of this is boxed in because I was trying to limit the amount of clutter that was happening, but this is just a cluttered build. I think that's why I don't like it that much. Up here, there is a lookout area with some more bombs and of course floating little flower things. A lot of people do this in their builds. It's like a very common baby's first clipping thing that everybody does is like just the trailing plants because it looks so absolutely delectable in terms of aesthetics. And over here there is also a rooftop lounge area. That's pretty much it. Well, what do I give this build? I give it like a solid 6 out of 10. I don't know. It does look really pretty from right here. Look at this. Look at, oh my god, I'm taking a photo. Look at that. I really genuinely do not know how I built this for free clipping and without snowman. Let's go ahead and check out the next build. All right, so this build is actually another under the map build. Let me show you it from above really fast. I know, it looks really good. You might be wondering why I put all of these on top, and it's because generally speaking, if you do a sunken build, I'll show you real fast. When you look up, you can see all the grass and stuff, and it looks really shitty, in my opinion. It's not as much of an issue in Silken Court because there's less grass, but here on Cool Isle, where everything is grass, it looks really bad when you just look up and see it all. So I put just a bunch of rocks above my head so I would have to see less of the grass, and that's just a choice made by me because I can't stand looking at the grass. I don't know how y'all do it. So when you first walk out, there's a bridge with flowers that goes over the water, and it's complete with lanterns on top. And then we have the assemblable Aranara, whatever the fuck this is. Can I not change his body? Is his body just always red? Am I missing something here? Has it always been like this? Anyway, we have the Aranara assembly area, and then over here we have our first kind of landing area. There's some mushrooms up here and a passage into the next area. There's also a table over here for you to sit and hang out. An Aranara is sitting there, and then we have our first little growing patch area. I've had people comment before and ask me to make builds that have dedicated gardening areas, and I really hate putting these in because each one of these costs 500 load, and so if you multiply that by 2 per each thing and then times 3 because there's 3 different kinds, that's 3,000 load pretty much that you're sacrificing to just these. It's kind of hard to fit them in sometimes, but I did it for this build, which I think by the time of posting this replica ID is probably donezo, so I'm really sorry if you were like, oh my gosh, I want this build. It's gone, bestie. Sorry. So if you pass through the gate, the next area is a water area, and this was supposed to be the star of the show, although I really don't like this build as much as I wanted to like it. So obviously we have the water down here. This is sunken. I really like the water in Cool Isle because it's super blue. It's like straight up Gatorade blue color. Like I want to drink it. Over here on the side we have another Aranara sitting area, and then we have our third and final plot for growing plants, which I'm out of apparently, and I don't care because guess what? Bestie got the achievement, and guess what? I'm never growing plants ever again. Goodbye. So yeah, how would I rate this one? I'd probably give it also just a 6 out of 10. It only looks cool because you're seeing the water and you're like, oh my god, Powerade water, and everything else is kind of a clusterfuck and it's all smashed together. And this was also done without free clipping, and that made it very, very hard to do, especially in such a confined area as this. So I think that's why I don't like this build that much. Really not my favorite, but I could see the vision. I could see what I was trying to do with this. Maybe I'll rebuild this one too. Let's go to our third build. Normally I would go to this one next, but I'm gonna skip that one. And we're gonna go to my home base because this is the third oldest build. Once again, no free clipping. This was also done before you could clip the house into stuff, which meant that in order for me to get all of that ivy and stuff up there, I had to actually measure out where the ivy was going to float in midair by using the lines of like the ground and shit before I could clip the house inside of this. I mean, it was ridiculous. Thank God we have free clipping now, but wowee, I can't believe I used to put up with that. So when you load in, obviously you're out here by the beach. Very, very pretty. This is one of the reasons why I love Cool Isle. It's just so pretty. The way that you can see the sun and the moon and see everything reflect on the water is just gorgeous. So you load in, and if you walk over here, there is a shell display, some rocks, and some lanterns, of course. Then we have somewhat of like a courtyard thing, I guess, with a fountain in the middle. It's got some candles that definitely make sense to be lit while they're slightly underwater. Yeah, that's scientific. We also have a forge and an alchemy table just like in the other build. And we've got lots of Mondstadt buildings with ivy clipped inside of them, so they look like they've been around for a while, you know. We have lanterns all along here, a table for sitting and enjoying the beautiful afternoon. Then we have hedges that are cutting us off to go into the, I guess this would be like, I don't know, the shed or something, the back of the house, the secret entrance, if you will. And then of course we have the hot spring that is built under the house. This door makes no sense. We're not going to talk about it, but you can come over here and sit and enjoy the vibes. Look at his legs wibble. I took this build down at some point because I was like, damn, I need some new slots. And somebody was like, no, I was building this and it's gone. I was like, fuck, I gotta put it back up. So I think this one is still up. It will definitely be removed in like a month or so. Yeah, I really like this build. I think this build, from a photo perspective, like if you zoom out and take a gander at it, another just very pretty build. I think it's got a good shape. I think it's got a good aesthetic. And I'm really happy with it. I think this one is like a solid 8 out of 10. So this last one was a pretty recent build that I put up on my channel. It's supposed to be like Pandora inspired, like the blue people. Yes, the ones that fuck with their hair before anyone makes a joke about that. Now, this build looks, it probably looks cool, right? It looks cool from this view. Does it look cool from any other view? Hell no, it doesn't. This looks like ass. But that's okay. I think that's sometimes why Teapot's fun, because if you really want it to be a picturesque, beautiful scene like this, you can totally do that. The downside is that, you know, it's not really walkable and it kind of doesn't really make sense, but you can get cool photos, you know? So like that counts for something. Everybody's motivation for doing Teapot's different, and my motivation for doing this one was just, I like those movies and I'm just gonna build a house with glowing shit on it. Realistically, the motivation was I saw these new trees and I was like, oh yeah, these trees fuck. Let me just walk you around real fast. These are some of the newer plants. These came out in 3.5, I believe. These in combination with another one are pretty new, and I think they're nice. They look very pretty. So I love anything that has the bioluminescence to it, because sometimes builds in Teapot look better at night than they do in daytime, and so having these kinds of glowy things is very important to have just variation in the way that your Teapot looks. You know, sometimes you want to take night photos, not day photos, and so this gives you that option. When you have all this pretty glowy shit, you can do that. So also, obviously, I've talked about this 1,000 times. If you're a Teapot main, you know the fish pond, man. You know, the fish pond. Everybody uses the fish pond. We all use a fish pond. I'm weak to the fish pond. What can I say? It looks good. It's a waterfall. It's the only waterfall we have, so, you know. I do have fish in here somewhere, I think. Where are they? Where the f are my fish? Where's the fish button? There it is. It says they're in here. Where the f are my fish, dude? Did I go overkill with the flowers underneath there? No. Okay, I did, but you know, I was just getting desperate at the end of this build to finish it up. I kind of just built it to build it, and sometimes when I do that, I get really desperate to just finish it at the end, so it's not as optimized as it could have been, but that's okay. This one was really just for, I mean, look, let me show you. I did it for this photo and this photo only. Like, literally. I think this is the thumbnail for it. It looks good from 1 to 2 angles, maybe, and that's it. And that's what I did it for, and you know what? It works, so whatever. And then up there, I don't even think I can get up there, but that's basically just a bunch of landforms and rocks clipped into each other. And the hanging thing is little orchard stuff to make it look like vines crossing over. I just wanted an excuse really to use these new glowing trees. To be honest, after working with them, they kind of just hurt my eyes, and I don't really think I like them that much. But they work very well for a Pandora build, so that's what I used them for, and I might not ever use them again, but you know what? I have nothing valuable to say, so I'm leaving it at that. So that is it for today's teapot tour. If y'all liked it, remember, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow me on Twitch. Sometimes I stream teapot stuff. Sometimes I stream, I don't know, variety, whatever the f I do whatever. I don't give a f. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care, and stop shrimping in your chair. Posture check, bitches. Bye.